Hello! Hey! Okay, this is my attempt 2 on making this video. I had an original video, I recorded everything. Turned out it was 40 minutes long. We do not want that. I don't want that because I was literally talking so monotone. I was talking like this and explaining why it was a really good roller coaster. So we're going to change that actually. Instead of all my launch coasters that I've ridden, we're just going to break it down to my top 15 launch coasters. Yeah, we're going to do that because we don't want a long video, too long of a video, if you know what I mean. Why don't we actually just jump right into it? Starting off with number 15, we have Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios, Florida. I love Mummy. It's so good. Funny story, the first 4 years of riding Mummy, I had my eyes closed the entire time because it was actually terrifying to me as a child. Don't know why. Actually, I kind of do because it was just really spooky. I do remember as a child getting to the fake ending, I'm like, oh, finally it's over, and then boom, jump scare and like being thrusted into that drop terrified me as a kid. I've come to love Mummy for what it is. My favorite part is the uphill launch. It feels like I'm riding the better launch coaster at the resort. No hate on Mummy, but like all the effects and elements on Mummy are so good. They're so much fun. It's what makes the ride good. It does complete the ride experience. Number 14, we have Pantheon. This is a very enjoyable ride. I was just actually on it this past weekend with my buddy Liam. So much fun. It is that out of control feeling that I love, and the airtime on the second launch is absolutely wild. The stall has to be my favorite part of the ride actually. I just love being thrown and just being like, woohoo, we're upside down now. It's totally my favorite part of the ride. And the weightlessness on the backward spike is just, it's fun. It's just like, ooh. And then you just look out around you and you're like, hi everyone, hello everyone in line. As they're just all looking up at you, just seeing you fly on by. It's just, Pantheon's just actually just so much fun. In the number 13 spot, we have Cheetah Hunt. I do love Cheetah Hunt. It is such a good ride. All 3 launches are very forceful and fun, and the way it just meanders through the Busch Gardens landscape, it's one of the best out there. I just like it so much. It makes me giggle all the time. The section before the 3rd launch over the water is literally a chef's kiss, just especially when the water is working. That's like the extra chef's kiss, but when the water isn't working, it's okay, it's fun. It adds a little bit of character to it. But I love Cheetah Hunt. It's wonderful the way it is. Every time I ride Cheetah Hunt, I always have a great experience. It's always just so much fun. Number 12 spot, we are going across the world. We are going to go down to Australia for Big Dipper, the Intamin hot racer from Down Under. It's an Intamin work of art, in my opinion. For a tire drive launch, it really kicks. It's smooth and the inversions are really whippy and like graceful at the same time. My favorite part has to be the non-inverting loop sidewinder combo. I just really love non-inverting loops. I don't know why. It's pretty interesting. I think I have to figure out why I do love the non-inverting loops. I don't know why. That's one of my favorite elements, a non-inverting loop. It's just crazy. The whole section literally just makes me laugh with joy. Like the second I go up, I just giggle constantly. And Luna Park, the way they fit Big Dipper in the space they had, it works. It's so good. Like, applaud to them because they worked with what they had and they made an amazing ride. It's definitely my favorite single rail out there. Sorry RMC, but like I do love a launch. Really anything launch over other things. Yeah. But anyways, coming in at number 11, my newest credit actually that I just acquired, I think last week. Yeah, last week. No, not last week. 2 weeks ago is Top Thrill 2. I actually didn't think Top Thrill 2 was going to make me fall in love with it as much as it did. It completely blew me away. Like, I am probably the number one Intamin Accelerator fan. Like, hands down, I will just do anything. Like, if there's an Intamin Accelerator in that park, it'll be my number one in that park, because I just love the way they launch. I love how intense the launches are. I just love Intamin Accelerators. But I do have to say, this is a great successor to the original Top Thrill Dragster. The backwards launch is probably one of the craziest moments on a coaster really ever. You're going like so fast for so long backwards, and it's absolutely insane. I have to say, the laterals on the top hat going up and going down are absolutely crazy. I was literally thrown to the side, near out of frame on my POV shot, because the lateral was just insane, and the spiral down was intense. The backwards spike, just like Pantheon, but like 10 billion times better. I just love looking over and just seeing Power Tower below me. It's just absolutely insane. And the way that Zamperla did it, they did such a good job. And I love how Top Thrill 2 is a much longer ride experience, so you can actually like process it more, and it's not just like ready, set, go, done. It's more of like ready, set, go. Oh, like here's the ride. You're enjoying the ride. It's a little bit more, and then it's done. It's not just 1, 2, go. I love Top Thrill 2. It's absolutely amazing. And also, how can you not love the shoes I made for it? Like, they're awesome. Like, what the heck? I think this is my best work. Like, it's gorgeous. They are gorgeous. Anyway, whoa, getting off track. I think it's definitely better than the original. It's definitely a great successor. And it's going to be staying, like, operating longer, like less downtime. It's going to be a lot more reliable and more enjoyable, I actually think. In the number 10 spot, we are going all the way to Santa Claus, Indiana, my home state of Indiana. We have Thunderbird. Why'd I say it like Thunderboard? Thunderbird, I mean. Thunderbird. We have... I actually did not expect Thunderbird to wow me as much as it did. The launch was really good for a B&M. Like, I was not expecting it to have that much punch and kick in a B&M launch. I was so used to everything else. But a launch right into an Immelman is absolutely crazy. And when I tell you you get airtime in this Immelman, I'm not lying. I did not expect to get airtime in an Immelman until I wrote this. Like, I was midst of riding it, went upside down, was thrown out of my seat, and was like, what? I was completely blown away, completely shocked. It exceeded my expectations. Actually blew them out of the water. The loop after and the 0G roll are just fun, and the inline twist with like the head chopper moments is just a great addition to it. It's just so much fun. Like, just seeing you go rolling through the barn, it's, I don't know why, it just makes me giggle. It's so much fun. It's too much fun, I think, actually. Anyway, besides that, I actually think that Thunderbird is my favorite wing coaster ever. And I think it will be my favorite wing coaster for a long, long time. For the number 9 spot, we're going all the way to Dorney Park in Allentown, Pennsylvania, where we have Possessed, the Intamin that actually got me into Intamins. I don't know what it was, but it was just, as a kid, it was just too fun for me. I would always like run to it immediately. I'd always drag my friends, drag all my family. I'm like, come on, we gotta ride this because it's just so much fun. Every time I ride it, I literally can't help but smile. It's just, the back and forth launches just make me giggle. I'm just constantly laughing, constantly smiling whenever I ride it. It's just so much fun. I love the ride and it loves me back, and it's my favorite coaster at Dorney actually. And I think I actually will be riding it on Friday for opening day. I really can't wait for that. Even though Iron Menace will be opening, I will run to Possessed first because I love Possessed so much. I can vouch that I will be a Possessed fan forever. Dorney, watch out. I will be there. I will be there, and I will be the first person on Possessed for opening day because I love Possessed. Number 8, we have Maverick at Cedar Point. This thing is quite literally a powerhouse. It's full of twists and turns, airtime, and it has not one, well, technically 2 launches, but yeah, not one, but 2 launches. It is awesome. I love Maverick so much. Cedar Point really did well with this one. The layout is good, and every element hits so well. Every time I read this, I'm thrown around, and it's the fun kind of thrown around. And the second launch just gives me pure joy. It's, immediate pure joy. The airtime off of the lift is crazy, and the horseshoe roll is definitely my favorite part. Hello everyone. This is my cat Falcon. Say hello, Falcon. Oh, next we have number 7, and we have Cuphead Strike at Carowinds. When it comes to coasters that make me laugh, this one takes the cake. Literally takes the cake. This ride, without fail, causes me to uncontrollably laugh and giggle. Like, non-stop. From the JoJo roll all the way to the brakes, I'm giggling, cackling, laughing, non-stop. There's no breaks. I am out of breath by the end of the ride because how much I have been laughing. This ride is literally pure fun. It is just pure enjoyment. The hang time is definitely one of the best parts about this ride. Along with the quick turns and inversions. I really actually wasn't expecting Copperhead to like impress me when I first rode it, because I was so used to all my other launch coasters that had a punch, and I heard that Mack had a reputation of really weak launches, but it blew me away because that launch actually did pack a punch. I don't know what people are saying about Mack launches, but like that one hits definitely. Number 6, we have the one and only, the world's tallest roller coaster, Kingda Ka. Quite literally the king of coasters. One of the most insane launch experiences out there, in my opinion. It's like 3 launches in one. Just like another Strata out there that I just rode. I love this coaster with all of my heart. It's quite literally a marathon fest every time I visit the park. It's always on, off, like constant, because I love it so much. The free fall feeling that I get on the Heartland roll down is literally on a whole nother level. It's absolutely insane. What makes me love the ride more than anything is the soundtrack playing throughout the station and the queue. It just gets you pumped for the ride, and I have to say I do listen to it on a regular basis sometimes, because it's just, who cannot love the Kingda Ka soundtrack? It's just so good. I just Love Kingda Ka. Next, in the number 5 spot, we have Verbolten at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. This is the embodiment of the family coaster. One of the best family coasters of its time. The storyline and the random effects are what make this ride so good. And don't get me started on how much I love the train design. I literally want to take a train off the track and just drive it myself because they just look so cool. I want to take a train home with me. I want to keep my own. I want Verbolten in my backyard because I just love it so much. It's such a good coaster overall. The launches hit and the inside section is just so intense, like good intense, fun intense. I just love Verbolten. It's my favorite ride at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I always have so much fun riding this thing, especially riding with someone who doesn't know what's going to happen, because the element of surprise for them just makes it more of an enjoyable experience just to see their reaction and how they react to it. Verbolten is just one of those coasters that it's just so good. It's great for everyone, and it's definitely a must-do at that park. Moving on to the number 4 spot, we have Velocicoaster. One of the best coasters out there, and one of the most well-loved, I actually think. I've never really heard anyone say negative things about Velocicoaster. The common theme I see when people come off of it is just pure excitement and like awe. The overall theme and storyline of the ride is very well done, and the ride experience is just on a whole nother level. Like starting off with the Misty Tunnel and then like moving on to the launch track and then rolling back slightly just like a hydraulic launch, it literally just scratches my brain. Like, I don't know why they added that, but like I love that they added that because it just makes me feel like it's an old school like hydraulic launch, minus the hydraulic launch and all that. But like, I just love it so much. The launch, both launches, so good. The rest of the ride is an intimate work of art, quite literally. The second launch is insane, and the view from the top hat of like all of Islands is absolutely perfect. It also has a stall over plants, so that's definitely a plus. I've never really had a bad ride on Velocicoaster, and with each ride, it just gets better and better. It's just such an amazing ride. Number 3, we have Hagrid's, just right next door to Velocicoaster. If the family coaster could be described by just one coaster, it would be Hagrid's. The pinnacle of the family coaster, if you say, quite literally. Everything about this coaster is perfect. The onboard audio just adds to the experience. The theming on the ride is spectacular. Universal's best work, in my opinion. And I'm a sucker for launches, so the fact that it has 7 launches makes me love the ride even more. I think the best rides I've had on this are when I went down for the Orlando Informer event with my best friend Alex. It was just so good. Like, I think night rides are just the best time to ride Hagrid's because it just adds the experience with the lights. I do have to say, riding the motorbike is starting to grow on me. I used to be a sidecar kind of guy, but now I'm starting to love riding the motorbike because of the free feeling that I have, and I get to turn with the curves. It's so good. I love Hagrid's. Who doesn't love Hagrid's? In second place, we have the Incredible Hulk coaster. It's my favorite B&M, and it's actually my first ever launch coaster that I went on. Ever since that first launch, I was quite literally hooked. The whole ride is a B&M work of art. It's a chef's kiss. There's something about suddenly launching uphill into a 0G roll. I don't know what it is. It's just so good. The ride is intense and the elements all flow so well. It's intense enough to enjoy, but not intense enough that you hate it. It's the perfect balance, actually. I remember my first ride like it was yesterday. I love New Hulk, but Old Hulk is what I grew up with. Even though Old Hulk was shaky and like rattly, oh, I still loved it. It was still an amazing experience. But New Hulk is definitely so much better. Obviously, it's smoother, but it definitely has more to offer. The onboard audio definitely adds to it, and the headlights are really cool at night. The trains actually look like angry monsters, and I love the way they did that. It just looks so cool. Every ride is quite literally a masterpiece, especially if you get a sunset ride. A sunset ride on Hulk is probably the best ride on a B&M out there. That's probably a hot take for some of y'all, but in my opinion, it's such a good ride. All right, in first place, in the number one spot, we have the ride that I fell in love with. Storm Runner is just, to put it simply, it's a masterpiece. The launch is one of the most forceful I've ever experienced. This is what an intimate accelerator should be. The top hat gives great airtime, followed by a 180-foot drop, blasting back up into a Cobra loop, which is so intense, like gray out intense, followed by probably one of the best inversions in the world, the flying snake dive. You don't go upside down not once, but twice. And it's over within seconds. Like, you don't have time to process the flying snake dive. It's just that quick, but it's that good. So it like sticks with you. It literally twists you upside down, and before you can come back to reality, you're thrown back upside down as you plummet to the ground. It's my favorite part of the ride. And it's the one element that everyone quite literally talks about. I love it so much. And to add to that, getting to operate it last summer was probably one of the best moments of my life. Getting to hit those launch buttons, I just felt such a wave of emotions, and I just felt like I was quite literally on top of the world. I fell in love all over again while operating it, and there's no other feeling like it. I love everything about this ride, and this ride loves me back. I just love it with all of my heart. It's just so good. Yeah, that is my top 15 launch coasters. That's my ranking. Yeah, that's really it. I hope you liked it. Because I know I really enjoyed making this video because it was a lot of fun. Here we go, I guess. And I'll see you in the next one.